we have a theoretical magic trick to fish the to fish the consciousness out and hope that the Eva Juice wills a new body into existence.
Welcome back, my lowborns, my degens, my commoners, my little dust mites. Mitch and Jarod. I remembered this time.
Listen, I'm
listening.
I don't think lowborn is quite right.
No, it's not, but it's funny. It's funny.
Well, I mean, not as like I'm defending anything. Because I've come away deeply traumatized, deeply upset.
And you haven't even finished.
This show exacts a heavy toll on its viewer.
Mm-hmm. It does, yeah.
And I just want to say, cards on the table. I didn't sign up for this shit.
Oh, you did. You did.
There was not a warning. There was not a warning in the contract that I signed that said anything about the horrifying visuals of watching an Eva eat an angel. There was nothing in there.
The best angel as well.
About yeah, I had that in there. There was no warnings about Shinji's just deeply unsettling memory gauntlet and the supercut of anyone who's ever given him a boner.
I knew that was going to come up.
Nor was the very cryptic, terrifying quickie at the end something I was prepared for.
Yeah. Remember when I said this is a show of two halves?
Huh?
Remember when I said this is a show of two halves?
Yeah.
You're in my half now, boy. That's what.
I don't want to be here anymore.
Well, you've made it 12 episodes. 20.
No, I do want to say, like, this is really good. This was really good. I think it's one of those moments where, like, you get a really complicated the show is given a lot of complicated answers to complicated questions. And a moment Shinji, I'm trying to find my words. I will say as a disclaimer, I just found out that the Acolyte got canceled. Like, I sat down and then said that to Mitch, so I'm sorry, I'm a little frazzled. I am sincerely upset about that.
The man's had an hour.
Yeah, I've had a hell of an hour.
No.
I've had a hell of an hour. Because I've talked about this a lot. And yes, it's a very Western thing, and I admit that every time. But, when you come back to Campbell, when you come back to the hero's journey, it is an important beat that the hero at some point go, fuck this shit. I don't want this.
The second act low.
I don't want this, actually. This is awful. I don't want it. And it's an important beat because it forces the hero to have to grapple with what they actually think they're meant to pursue, right? And at this point in the narrative, I kind of boo-hooed it a little bit last week, where it's like, oh, good, Shinji has to run away again. Shinji's going to reject the call again. And
it took a lot for me to not say anything when you did. It's like,
well, and again, I was like, I have no reason to believe that the show is going to unnecessary. I hate when people say it's necessary. It's unnecessary. Whatever. But it was I was like, okay, like how are you going to justify this in the narrative? Right. And the way that it manifested, I think, was very powerful. Was that, Shinji has his moment where he tells his father, like, fuck you. You're a wanton, violent, manipulative piece of shit. You've been using me. You've been using all of us. And you damn near made me kill one of my friends. And I couldn't do a thing about it. I don't work for you anymore. And we got Misato trying to level with him and be very honest, to a fault, about how we got here. And Shinji having the very reasonable moment of going, you realize how fucked up it sounds when you say it out loud, right? You like, we're not lying to ourselves anymore. You recognize how insane you sound, giving me these justifications. And even Masato's like, you're right.
Yeah.
So when this latest angel attacks and Shinji has to... What was it?
Zerul.
When
The arm of God
attacks... Oh, yeah, has arms, that's for sure. I actually...
sent to help David defeat Goliath.
One of my funny... what was that?
Zerul was in the Bible. In the Bible, I don't even know where he's from technically. I just assume the Bible. He's sent to help Goliath, or help David defeat Goliath.
Oh, okay. I mean, that makes sense. But whenever it does its little arm like thing, I called it the spooky dance of dismemberment.
That's one way to
when it pieced up Asuka, which thank you. But no, like he has his big moments of defiance, and I think it's a really fascinating beat for him to kind of go, I hate this. I hate doing this. But I hate doing it for other people. And there's a moment where he very beautifully realizes, I'm not doing this for my father. I'm not doing this for Misato. I'm not even necessarily doing it for my friends.
Yeah. So
much as I'm doing it for me, because I know, because I feel of my own volition, no manipulation, no mind games, no whatever, that it is the right thing to do for me to step in and protect, the world from the angels. And I was like, wow, that's powerful. That is really powerful, and it's I really, really like that decision. I really like the framing, again, of him like rejecting his father, rejecting Misato, and coming back. And he's like, what the hell do you want? And he's like, I'm doing this because it's what I want to do. Yeah. Because I am Shinji Ikari and I am the pilot of this Eva. Not because you told me, not because you guilted me, not because I've been bullied, because it is the right thing to do.
And because of base Kaji. That's what. Yeah.
His
little melon farm.
Yeah, and again, that beat with Kaji as well, where he's like, listen, if he did not tell him the right thing to do is to get involved, he told him, you need to do what you feel is right.
Yeah.
It might just so happen to be the thing that other people want from you, but do it for you. Really good.
And also, where would you rather be if you have to die? Right.
Yeah. It's like one of my favorite lines in The Force Unleashed. Wouldn't you rather die fighting? Would you rather die fighting on your feet than drown in some cantina?
Good line.
Which was such a great beat there for Galen and Koda in that game. But watching Shinji hop into the Eva, and it's like, all right, he's gonna do the damn thing. He's gonna get in there. He's gonna fight it. And my Pollyanna optimistic to a fault ass was like, oh, it's rejecting the dummy plug because it's like, I'm not going to fight unless I have Shinji. And that the Eva was like, that the Eva, through its bond with Shinji, had reached a level of sentience enough to go, I don't like when you take control of me. I only trust him to take me into battle. And I was like, that's beautiful too. Because now not only has Shinji chosen the Eva has chosen Shinji. As like I trust you and you alone. That's beautiful. And then the fight starts. And it runs out of juice. And we get to but runs out of juice, and you know, Ray makes her insane run, which I truly thought she was a goner.
Can we just point out, that when Unit Zero pops up, right, and to mine, right, like in American footballing it, right, the first thing Shinji notices isn't the fact that it's missing an arm,
it's that she doesn't have her gun.
Exactly, like slight priority here, like. Surely you'd need two arms to hold one of those pallet rifles. Like,
the thing that I love about that realization, and not to make this about ionized bastards and or my newborn child.
Great. At least you're putting him straight out of the womb. That's fine.
Tune in, because apparently people think that's how I'd announce I had a kid.
I'd believe it.
Fuck you. But so I mean, but that beat with Shinji, it did remind me of like what I did in season 2 with Fabe and Martel, you know, where like so much of it is that arc of like, there's kind of an arrogance with it and a hubris, but that like that knee jerk of like, oh, I need to defend you because I don't think you can defend yourself. And it goes into Shinji, and again, part of that it's the double-edged sword with Shinji, right? And it's the fact that some of his most noble, heroic, like valuable traits as a person also have like legitimate elements of harm to him. You know, that on one hand, he's the people pleaser. On the other hand, he is so dedicated to the people around him, he will clock, she's running in unarmed. And that in his mind, it wasn't the Eva's missing an arm. In his mind, because I don't necessarily know that he knows all the damage that was done to those things. He just knows that they all got fucked up. But I think that he sees that and goes, she is not running in to go on the counteroffensive. She's about to do something insane. And I love that manifested as, she is boots on the ground without a weapon. How is and what universe can she be safe without a weapon right now? And I love
the one which is holding a literal nuclear bomb.
Except for the fact that she is, like you said, like Hut 1, Hut 2 with a fucking nuke. But no.
Go, Ray, go.
And go. It takes just throwing a bomb to a whole new level. Anyway. But you're lowborns. You don't get better humor from me.
You are part of this now.
I'm cruising as a lowborn.
Cruising as a lowborn, did you say?
Yeah, I'm cruising the lowborn life.
So as a
yeah,
shortened to you are a
no.
Yeah,
just I haven't adopted that identity for myself yet.
You don't need to. It gets pushed on you.
But I'm sitting here and I'm like, yeah, go. And the thing runs out of juice and I'm like, oh no, like what's going to happen? And again, I see the Eva kick back on and I'm like, okay, like a new level of sentience has been reached. I'm like, this is good. I am sitting here literally thinking that you know what I'm about to say, that this fucking Eva is running off of the power of friendship. That I'm like we are like, I am again just full Pollyanna Jarod, like the teddy bears are going to dance and play the drums on stormtrooper helmets, like, because that's that's the media I'm used to, like it's like something's got to give and it's got to be good, and then it goes berserk, and part of that was I was like, oh, like he's ripping the things fucking, like, it's kind of brutal, but sometimes you got to fight dirty, and then the motherfucker had human eyes, and I'm like, oh, that's not right. That's not right. That's not good. That is bad, actually. And then started fucking eating the thing. And I just kind of sat there slack-jawed.
I mean, they're people too, right? They get hungry.
And just absolutely horrified by what was happening. And I, because again, like kind of like picking and choosing where I go into my notes here, because there's that moment because Ray blows up, and then I put the fucking orb again. Because again, I think that this is because I've been like, is the orb like his mom? Like, is that how she's manifesting to him through beyond the grave? Because like we see the orb a little bit when the mom kind of has her like, you're okay, good to hear, knock him dead, like, because so I was like, is that what's happening here? Because we see it in the credits all the time too. So I'm like, okay, so maybe like this is like, I'm sorry guys, y'all know where I come from. Like, is this the mom's force ghost? Right? Is this use the force, feel, don't think, trust your instincts kind of thing. And I'm like,
interesting theory.
Come on, give me the goods, and then it freaks the fuck out. And then this is what is so funny, and it's not that I didn't connect these while I was writing it, and maybe I just missed that Unit 1 was gendered as female up till now. Maybe that's just something that went over my head.
I can't remember when.
Because Ritsuko is like, oh my, like says something she.
Yeah.
And I was like, who the fuck is she? So
I'm trying to think if they mentioned that before.
I feel like they may have, but like it was the way I don't even remember what she said, but the way Ritsuko said she, it sounded like she was referring to a person and not the Eva. But it's probably the Eva. But that was my moment where I'm like, maybe the Eva has been gendered as female before, and just in the fog of war right now, that is a moment.
Maybe it's like boats, right? Like boats and cars. So like she's. Yeah. Who knows?
But I had who the fuck is she, and then that was followed by what the fuck is fucking happening right now? What the fuck?
Humanity's as it's just an Eva.
Because I'm not gonna lie to you, and the fact that the other episode went to a very like horny Freudian place, I do feel justified. There was a brief moment where I thought it was fucking the angel. There was a brief half a moment where I thought it was long dicking the angel.
That's the lowborn coming out. That's the degenerate taking hold.
Now let me explain why.
No, that's the lowborn degenerate.
No, because I experienced a very unfortunate thing watching this episode. So, and now I know how Travis felt, because if those of you who watch the Nerd Academy podcast and have been keeping up with us for a while, hell, this is back during the Do Back discussion days. We love to joke about how Travis, when he first played Jedi Fallen Order, he encountered a bug where after Cal breaks his lightsaber fighting like the vision of Jared's Paul, that whenever you're supposed to just haul ass off of Dathomir and you're getting swarmed by Night Sister zombies, none of them loaded in right, so he had to run away from a bunch of floating T-posing Night Sisters. That like kind of deflated the tension of this very cinematic moment of like, oh, I don't have my weapon. You only have so much force bar, and you gotta great moment in the game that was deflated for him in his first playthrough by floating T-posing
Yeah.
zombies.
Nothing scarier than T-pose.
I experienced that because for whatever reason, my Netflix was running super weird and laggy today.
Oh, that's not good.
I had issues turning it up and turning it down, and it was weird. And I hit this point in the episode where none of the dialogue was syncing and none of the sound was syncing with the video.
That's horrible.
So like while Ritsuko is like something, she is losing control or whatever.
She's broken free from the restraints.
Yeah, she's broken free from the restraints. Thank you. I'm seeing the mouth move, and not even in that weird like offensive like Japanese movie
bad dubbing, like
it's like not like that weird like thing where like her mouth was moving, and then like 5 seconds later she's breaking free of the restraints. So by the time I'm hearing like the sound of Unit 1 feasting upon the angel,
just hearing that like wet like crunch, just that.
All I'm hearing is like the sound of this flesh mat going. And like 5 seconds later, I just get like the visual of it just kind of standing there like this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? What? And then it bends down, and then you can tell that like it is like eating it.
Yeah.
And then Misato's like, it's eating the angel? What the fuck? And I was like, oh, okay, this makes so much more sense.
Yes.
But hey, I wouldn't have put it past it.
I'd say the show's not that bad.
But no, that is why. That's why I had a very brief moment because I had to exit out of Netflix, turn off the TV, turn it back on, not start the episode over, like took it back like 5 minutes, which is another reason why I was so late. Because I was fighting with my TV the whole time. But yeah, so that was terrifying. So I wanted to ask, just because I don't remember what it was or what the context is. What is the S2 drive?
The red thing.
Okay, what does the red thing do?
Unlimited power. Also, if you don't treat it right, you might end up with a Unit 4 situation. You might end up making a black hole and a big bang.
So if I understand correctly, this thing was able to engage its S2 drive, allowing it to be self-sufficient power-wise, meaning that part of the Evangelion restraints is what puts it on such a limited shot clock in terms of how long it has to operate. And this is where I come back to being really confused.
If I can answer it, I can answer it. We'll find out.
What? So are these things, for lack of a better term, cyborgs?
Define things. Avas or angels?
Are the Avas cyborgs?
Well, they told you twice what they are now. Well, in the next part.
I understand that they're a copy of the first angel with the will of a human. I was right. With the will of a human. Don't forget it. Jared's having a bad night, but Jared's still right, motherfucker. So I understand.
I think they're cyborgs to an extent. There obviously is a mechanical component, right? Because they have the plug.
Okay, that's what I'm asking. Is that they have a power source that is referred to as a drive, and they get plugged into things. So what I'm asking is internally, like when these things are grown, and it seems like they are grown in a lab of sorts, because they are copies. So some type of cloning is at play. Do these things either out of the vat or very, very early on in their existence are implanted with technological elements? Because that is the hurdle of understanding I have been fighting with for 20 fucking episodes now.
That's an excellent question. I'm not sure if I can actually answer it. If I'm being hyper literal, I don't know. I don't know at which stage stuff happens.
I don't care at what stage. I'm just saying that, like, before they are put into the armor restraints, and before they shove a like cockpit and a fucking like power jack into this thing, that things like an S2 drive, other mechanical,
the S2 drive isn't originally part of it.
So it's not born with that.
No.
Born. Okay.
Hence why Sealay's mad about it, right? Because the start of the next episode, they're like, this thing wasn't supposed to have the S2 drive, or the Avas weren't supposed to have the S2 drive.
So let me ask this follow-up question, just to make sure I fully understand where I'm at right now, as best to my ability, having not seen the rest of the show. Is the S2 drive a piece of machinery, or is it an organ?
It's an organ. Let's go that way.
Okay. So angels are born with an organ that we would refer to as an S2 drive. That the Evas, being genetic copies of Adam, would theoretically have, but up to this point, the objective was to remove that organ, or at the very least, remove it from being able to be accessed via the armor. Cool.
All good. Cast your mind back to like episode 3, all the way back when they first ever mentioned the S2 drive, and you're adamant that it's got to be a machine because they get the one from that one angel, and they're like, hey, S2 drive, ship it up to the second base or whatever they say.
Yeah, because it looks like a hunk of metal, and they're talking about it like it's like it is.
It's just a big red, like, round rock.
I don't know. I guess my imagination isn't good, because I'm like, if it's organic, it should be fleshy, and if it's mechanical,
bones are organic and they are not fleshy.
You're right. My bones don't power my body either, and these are 98% fucking human. So.
It's true, yeah.
Fuck me. But anyway. But yeah, no, deeply unsettling. And it really did like take the wind out of my sails, because I was so mentally in a place of like, Shinji is making, I don't want to say his sacrifices. I feel like that does kind of partially undermine what made it work for me so well. But he's making the personal sacrifice of like, I really don't want to keep fighting, but I recognize that there is a moral imperative for me to do it. But I get to dictate the terms on which I fight.
Yeah. No more dummy plug for shit, G.
No more dummy plug shit. I'm not doing this for you, for any of you. I'm doing it because I feel as though it is the right thing to do, and I'm doing this for me. Very Mr. Morale. I choose me. I'm sorry. But I'm going to choose this sacrifice myself. So to see the wheels fall off so tremendously.
They were this close to losing.
Yeah, they would have lost everything. Although at this point, there is a part of me that is wondering whether or not the Angels winning is a loss. Obviously,
who knows?
The death toll would be catastrophic. But there's a part of me that's like, how much of this is a game that Commander Ikari is playing with himself? But
that's the impression, right? Yeah.
Well, and then you have that moment where Commander Ikari and his fucking advisor guy.
I can't remember his name. It's the K. It's not Kent's K. No, it's not even the K. It's an F. It's like for you, Katse or something like that.
I don't know. His fucking Mazamita ass helper. That
his Bible quoter. because that's what it is.
Yeah, Bible quoter, Bible man.
Wow.
Bible man. Another deep cut Nerd Academy joke, but no. So like Bible man is like, oh, it's beginning, and Commander Akari has his little Emperor Palpatine. Everything is proceeding as I have foreseen, my friend. Moment, and I'm like, and I.
Now say that, but with the Dead Sea Scrolls in there.
Everything is proceeding as the Dead Sea Scrolls have foreseen, my friend.
There's my intro.
I also just noticed like the last 4 or 5 lines of my notes for episode 19 are all in caps.
From the message I got, I'm not surprised.
Would you like to read the message aloud for the audience?
I would. I would. I might even put it on screen as I'm doing it. Right. This is for UK time, by the way. 11:40 p.m.
Oh, Jesus. I'm so sorry.
It's fine. Dog, I just finished the first episode. What the fuck is going on? I need like 5 minutes between. Sorry to keep you late, but I'm in actual shock.
Now do that in your best Jarod impression.
I'd rather keep this show going, to be honest.
I was only 11:45 though.
No, 11:40.
11:40. Oh, it's so much better than I thought it was. I thought it was like 4 in the fucking morning for you, right?
Oh no, I'm already 5 hours in front.
I did not realize that. I thought it was much bigger for some reason.
No. That's what she said.
But no, so going into the last episode. Oh, and then with that little like everything's proceeding as planned. My last note for that episode was, you motherfucker, you planned this. And kind of going back to the top real quick of this episode and end of my notes. I got so excited to watch Shinji tell his father what for.
It's a good scene.
And whenever Commander Akari just starts talking down to him, because here's my thing. Devoid of context, the commanding officer of an operation like this, if they had an operative go rogue with an asset as important as an Evangelion, I can fully understand that commanding officer going ape shit on said operative. The way Commander Akari does. Where he was like, you were insubordinate, you were using an Eva for personal use at that point. You know, like, even if you weren't leaving, you would be a washout at this point. Like, you're out of control. You know, you can't quit because I fire you. Like, kind of moment. And normal circumstances, perfectly valid. But with how beyond the pale Commander Akari was, and the way he is speaking to Shinji after Shinji had a very legitimate moment of, no, this is a bad fucking idea. Listening to Commander Akari say that, I said, Commander Akari is a bitch and has an unwashed ass. Trying to see if there's anything here else that's important. Asuka saying swine was very funny. Scotty says that all the time. He's like, swine! He screams it just like she did.
It's a great word.
But yeah, so going into the end of episode 20, which puts us at what, 5 left of the original show?
6.
I
think.
I said, my first note was, get this happy ass music the fuck out of here.
Who says it's happy?
You're going to listen to those trumpets and tell me that's melancholy?
Don't judge a book by its cover.
I'm not judging the book by its cover. I'm judging it by the major fucking key, Mitch.
You're not listening to the lyrics, am I?
I watch the lyrics every time. I understand that the lyrics are really heavy and weighty. Meanwhile, It's a fucking ska song, Mitch. I'm turn on the show. I'm fucking singing. What the fuck do you mean I'm judging a book by its cover? It's a fucking
exactly
ska.
that.
It's ska. It's ska.
Ska.
It's a ska track. Fuck you. It's a ska song about the end of the goddamn world.
Yeah. So how is it happy?
If it sounds like it belongs in goddamn Mario Kart, you're not allowed to tell me that it doesn't sound happy.
No, it does not sound like it belongs in Mario Kart.
Fuck you. Lay the instrumental over Rainbow Road and tell me I'm wrong.
You're wrong.
The people will agree.
No, because it's not fast enough for Rainbow Road.
Fucking Delphono Plaza. Suck my ass.
That's a great random Mario Kart track, Paul. Fucking Delfano Plants.
Your American sounds like Eddie Izzard when she's trying to do JFK, but knows that she can't.
That's pretty much how. Like, I wasn't even trying to be American. That was just me, just saying Delfino Plaza. But no, it's.
But get in the comments. Tell Mitch that I'm right. Because here's the thing. Here's the secret, Mitch. I think they like me better than you. Except for that one guy who said, please God, no more Jarod episodes. Except for that guy.
I mean, they might very well do, but I'm in charge here. So.
Well, I am a man of the people. I'm what the culture feeling, as Kendrick Lamar once said. And I
know for a fact Marv is on my side.
Huh?
Marv is on my side. So is Mick. Because that's
join me.
No.
Together we
they will join you the minute you drop the Oscar slander. That's why they'll never.
I can't believe you're asking me to drop the Oscar slander while Shinji literally got absorbed into an Eva. And she was like, that goddamn showboat stole the show. Like the man's
it's a skill issue.
Homie's dead. Like by all accounts, Shinji died and came back.
No.
No.
Shinji just metaphorically ceases to exist in a physical reality.
No, shut up. Because I think Shinji Ikari is either Jesus or Lazarus or both. And I have a lot of opinions about that.
Present them.
Dude, this has been the thing I've been on this whole time. Is that Shinji is a son sent to die by his father and will be resurrected. And
we're going to have so much fun at the end of this, Jarod.
What?
We're going to have so much fun at the end of this, Jarod. I'll tell you that right now. It's going to be so much fun. I can't wait.
I'm convinced.
I can't wait. I just really can't.
I am convinced that there is
a file. Close.
I am convinced that there is a file in your Premiere that is just like either like really crazy close calls I've had or the most buck wild predictions I've had, that there is a supercut that you will make me watch in the final episode.
It may or may not exist right now. I might have to work on that tomorrow.
I think you should do that. I think having a like, okay, here were the big predictions. Here are the crazy theories. Let's see how close he got at the end. I think that would be funny. I'm
also going to show you all the times that I tried to push you in a certain direction and you just completely ignored it.
I'm the same guy who split the party who didn't realize salvage was literally down the street. Okay?
I mean, I'm just saying.
Sometimes
I'm always right.
I am.
Clearly.
I'm never completely wrong.
That means you're never completely right.
No, it means
yes.
Normal. It means more often than not, I hit the nail on the head. But when I don't, I'm close.
They're two different things. Never completely wrong means you're always half right.
No, I'm not. This is not. This is not a zero-sum game, Mitchell.
Saying sometimes I'm right, sometimes I'm wrong is I'm not all, I'm never wrong. Right. Whatever the fuck you said. You contradicted yourself. But that's what lowborns do.
Shut up.
Because the degenerate worm brain's taken over and it's munching away.
Talking about brainworms? Is this you trying to get me to do an RFK impression on Pro?
Yeah, I mean, it might be, but...
The Evas! Anyway, but no, so I did jot down, and we kind of already went over this. The Eva is a humanoid being derived from the DNA of the first angel, implanted with the will of a human being. Whom is that human being? Is that a thing we are not supposed to know yet, or are they just kind of saying that like they give it human will and that's just a concept? Or is there like the will of a like there's the will of a person injected into this thing, or are they saying it's the will of its pilot?
Plot.
So I will find this out.
Plot.
Cool.
Everybody plot. That's a kind of funny reference there.
I already have my fuck you Asuka in here.
Wow, this is why you're wrong.
No, we already went over this with her. Her friend literally died, and she's angry that he stole the show.
Are they friends?
But okay, her partner. But
we're getting closer.
And don't. And I just want to make it clear: it does not just say "fuck you, Asuka." In all caps, it says "fuck you, Asuka."
That's so much worse.
Again, in the same way that they just kind of like hand waved a lot of like really weird, like high sci-fi bullshit with the extraplanar angel. I do love the way they yada 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 through. So Shinji, so here's this thing that happens with the angels that we've never, or with the Evas that we've never addressed before, is that if you're in the if you're in the Eva juice for long enough, it will actually absorb your physical being, and you will like as an entity dissolve into the Eva. Now we have a theoretical, I was going to say scientific process. Fuck that. Let's call it what it is. We have a theoretical magic trick to fish the to fish the consciousness out and hope that the Eva juice wills a new body into existence.
Oh, new.
Like that should be its own whole fucking show.
It is.
That is a thing that can happen.
It is.
No, I mean 25 episodes about that. About being psychically digested in Eva juice.
LCL, it's shorter.
What?
That's what it's called, LCL.
Eva juice.
Le.
Angel juice. It's angel juice.
Le.
Fuck you.
So aggressive. Stop, I didn't cancel Acolyte. Don't take it out.
Like, not funny. Not even remotely funny.
Well, then why are you laughing?
Because you laughed. Your laugh brings me joy. Because you're my friend, goddammit.
No. It's the first time he said that out loud, and I don't believe him.
Suck my dick. Anyway.
That's inappropriate in the workplace, Jarod. Anyway, LCL.
I drink and smoke all recording long. And now there's anyway.
I mean, do you really think that the English guy is going to say drinking and smoking isn't appropriate work behavior? My culture, it's my entire bloodline, for fuck's sake.
So I love so hashtag memory gauntlet, first of all. Hashtag memory gauntlet.
I'll allow it, but yeah.
So a couple questions about the memory gauntlet.
Pornhub history gauntlet, yeah.
Before that, when it was actually memories, and before it turned into like a weird VR porno. So when Shinji's having his my friends, my enemies, which again, when it transitioned into Commander Ikari, which again I think is foreshadowing that he is behind the angels from the very beginning, that he has been playing both sides of this war.
But how can he be behind it from the beginning if it's prophesized in the Dead Sea Scrolls?
It just means he was prophesied, or he's manufacturing prophecy. I feel like you just wrote a note down, and that was scary.
Fuck Jarod. No. No, I just got Tristan just messaged the chat.
Oh, but no. So when it was doing that, though, and it's like I've never seen this thing in my life, but that's a lie. I remember seeing them when I was a kid. I saw the Evas, and that's when I ran away. And that's when he killed my mother. Is that confirmation that that's true?
No.
Or is he still operating on the idea that he knows that it was bandied about that maybe Ikari killed his mother?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay.
Well, maybe he's not. Who knows? You know, the memories of a child can't hold up in court, so that's fine.
Yeah. Again, I said it before and I'll say it again. What you just said is the entire premise of Five Nights at Freddy's.
I believe it.
Basically, that kids be seeing shit, don't they? Who's to say? But okay, so that was one thing that I was very intrigued by. And I really thought the memory of his mom was about to rescue him. I did not expect this. I did not expect Shinji to be saved by the power of the boner.
He's 14.
I get that. And I
Just it's like a cat in a hairball.
He's getting bullied. Mitch, I am a father. Okay, but
father of a JPEG, goddamn.
I don't want my baby boy like Fabian Martel, Kalen Bachman Stubbs to grow up and see this shit. But
the fact that I believe you'd call your kid that. The firstborn of Jarod Bachman Stubbs would absolutely be Fabian.
I like what they're going for. Because the thing that I love is that it's going to like a really fascinating place psychologically with Shinji. That it is trying to get at the root of a lot of what makes him him, and that how do I say this?
Which is funny, right? Considering they're wanting his ego back.
Okay.
Oh, this is that time again.
You better play it. You better
play
it.
Has it finally happened? You have to say it for it to play it.
I'm going into my mind palace.
Fuck yeah.
It is the thematic mind palace, not the theory mind palace. But it's like two separate wings of the building. But
which one's east? Which one's west?
yeah, it's themes are on the wild, wild west.
Does your mind palace have ground?
Yes.
How many acres?
Yes, it's very large.
Nice.
So I kind of like where they're taking it because Shinji's whole. Are we about to get into the psychology of incels on this anime podcast?
Do you know what? It's really funny. I just typed out the word incel in reply to Tristan. Just as you said that.
For a dyad, of course, two that are one. But
in the D-gen.
So shut up. Let me cook. So
I'm letting you cook. I'm just saying,
So this is going to be like a brief, like a little an analytical tryst that I hope I'm able to bring back home. What I think is fascinating about Shinji is that there is very clearly, and again, this is very much a 2024 reading of Shinji Ikari as a character. It's an archetype that has existed before the internet age, but has developed in a very specific flavor post-internet. But the archetype of Shinji Ikari of being this kind of meek, insular, insecure kid who is surrounded by very domineering and very loud personalities, who is a people pleaser, who is kind of, I don't want to say unlucky in love in the sense that like he has all these unrequited crushes, so much as like he is very much somebody who is like very insecure about his attractions. Like he as any person, and as most people who are attracted to women would react to Misato, of like, this is this funny, charming, beautiful woman who has a, figure that is very traditionally humana. And
all the words you could have used, just humana. Continue.
And then there is this very like equally meek in a way that she keeps to herself, but is very forceful in her own beliefs. Like Rayon Ayanami is very like walk softly, carry a big stick kind of personality, where she's like, I don't need to announce who I am to the world. Motherfuckers know. They know the business I stand on. My work, my reputation within narrative speaks for itself. So she doesn't so there's no bombast with her. There is some bombast with Misato, but it's like a bombast of confidence. And with Asuka, you have somebody who is very bombastic, who is very loud, who is very forceful. And again, part of it is somebody clearly coping with their own insecurity. But instead of like letting that insecurity overtake her the way Shinji does himself, Asuka kind of like screams over the insecurity, hoping that it will go away. And sometimes that works. Sometimes that works as a whole for people, that you can just kind of like override those insecurities by just telling them to go fuck themselves, and eventually they go away permanently. That works for some people. But with Shinji, you have somebody who has allowed himself, I don't say allowed himself, because that puts the onus on him, and he's 14.
He also wouldn't allow himself to do anything, let's be honest.
Yeah, but you with Shinji, you have somebody who has been permitted and has made permissions for being drawn into this situation where he has been psychologically shattered, who is surrounded by people whom he is attracted to, but again, with all of the things that come with puberty and self-discovery, factor in you're a child soldier piloting a flesh mech into battle. On more than one occasion, you have committed several gruesome, unseemly murders in the field of combat. It is
in our definition of murder.
Yeah, again, and that is and then that's its own thing we have to litigate about the sentience of the angels, right? And something that I don't
angels people. Do they deserve rights?
That it's that's very complicated as well. But he has. We can argue about sentience. They're inarguably alive, and Shinji has brutally killed more than his fair share. And I think part of that is a manifestation of his own rage. I think part of that is a manifestation of him losing control. And I think in the aggregate, it represents both his inability to control his life around him and the anger he has at that fact. And the fact that most of the moments in his life where he is fully in control are when he takes control in a very violent way. And coming back to like the psychology of the incel thing, where there's kind of that there's and again, and I'm not calling Shinji a violent incel.
No.
It's just like it's we're playing an archetype right now.
Mm.
We're playing an archetype right now, and there is an inherently violent undercurrent to all incel ideology. Because I know that's a term we on the internet, especially like progressive nerds like us, like to bandy about, making fun of people who get angry because woke, right? But like the whole idea, like there is a violent element to the I am owed this compassion, I am owed this romance, I am owed this relationship. That the baseline kind of unspoken detail is, if all were right in the world, it would be enforced that I get it. Right? And I come back to the very Freudian part of the memory gauntlet here that we've kind of been joking about up to this point. But I think that it gets to a very specific part of Shinji's mind that part of that defiance he's finding in himself now for the first time, there is an anger to it, and that he's trying to process how much that attraction has been a part of what has kept him here. And I think that's really complex, and it's something that I am excited to finish the show because I really do want to take a second pass at the back half of this show.
Yeah.
I really want to take a second pass at the back half of this show because I really badly want to see where it ends so that we can kind of track what a lot of this represents for Shinji. Because there's something so potent about the idea of desire, and something that was unclear to me that I'm still trying to unpack thematically is whether or not that is truly Shinji in his own head, or if that is something to do with the Eva Juice kind of trying to, much like the Acolyte, like seduce him in a very literal sense to stay here, a part of it. And it's very complicated and very fascinating. And it is again expanded upon at the end of the episode with this idea of like, of sex, of sexual attraction, being very much this like part of our psyche that is like a gateway. Like, I don't think the show is being sex negative, and nor did I think the Acolyte was, in the way that it framed like a sexual desire with darkness. I think it's more a reflection of the way that we as a culture view those things. That we associate sexuality with like a level of like sin. It's sin, right? And and that does kind of bring me here to the end of the episode. With one detail we'll circle back to as we close up shop here. But that does kind of bring me back to the end of the episode, right? Because Kaji and was that right? Kaji?
Yeah.
I thought I said the wrong name for a second. Yeah. With Kaji and Misato hooking up, that conversation they're having, where it's like, they clearly just finished. And she's like, I want to know more. And he's like, well, do you just come around here these days to get information out of me? And she's like, no, but like, you're kind of the only person I feel safe around anymore. And you just happen to be the person who has all the intel in the world.
Not all the intel.
Well, the intel that's pertinent. And the only person who won't bullshit her about it. At
true.
Least it seems. First of all, I just want to say, bringing it back to funny land here. As I said earlier, with my TV messing up.
Did you get dialogue before or after? Because I think I know where you're going with it.
No, I got the scene in its entirety. I just thought my TV was fucking up by showing me a still frame of a drink in an ashtray.
Yeah.
Because I thought the TV was frozen again. And
all the times this show has held on a frame for a long time, and this, ironically, is the one.
Do you want to know why I got confused by it? Do you want to know why? Because the drink was clearly carbonated, but it wasn't moving at all. And it was a lit cigarette. Yeah. And even though this show likes to hang on a still frame a lot, normally if there's motion, there's still things moving.
It's true.
Or they pick something that will be completely still. And I'm looking at the way that the bubbles are forming around the rim of the glass. And I'm looking at the way the cigarette is in the ashtray. And I'm like, did the TV freeze? And I'm
is
like,
Netflix broken again?
And I'm like, pause, rewind. And it's just getting more and more graphic. And I'm like, and there's a part of me that's like, I feel like I'm missing something. Yeah. But I'm like, oh no, it's just, here's a still frame of a beer and a cigarette. And
don't put that in me.
So, which brings me to
the suppository.
Yeah, hold on. Oh,
I don't even know. It might have been. It might not have been.
But yeah, that brings me to my next question. What did he put in her?
The little pill.
What is the pill, Mitch? Don't be obtuse.
It's not obtuse like that.
No, but what was it? What was the pill?
A pill.
To do what?
Plot.
Okay. Because what he said was terrifying.
Yeah, isn't it? Yeah.
What was it? I only have like 8 gifts and this might be the last one or something?
Yeah. How very foreboding and ominous.
I'm starting to think that Kaji's also a biblical figure.
Which one?
I don't know. But the vibes are there.
Well, it ain't Joseph, I can tell you that.
Oh, clearly. Cut. Mitch, sorry, you made me do it. You made me do it because.
Did I?
Where the fuck is it? Oh no. Because Kaji.
Got that dog.
Anyway. But yeah, this is incredible. Also, is Raya Hanami Shinji's sister?
No. I'll just tell you that straight off the bat, no.
Is Raya Hanami organically
what gave you that? What gave you that impression? How did you get to sister? Because we had clone of his mum the other week.
Raya Hanami is not a natural born human being.
Why? What gave you that idea?
Akari's obsession with her, fucking the that whole bit where it's like, if it's a boy, we'll name him Shinji. If it's a girl, we'll name her Ray. And I think I made the mouth version of like tire screeching sound. Like if I if my mouth could go like the way it sounds when rubber is like scrape. Yeah, that was the noise I made. So I think my new Ray theory is that Ray is again that grown.
So your new theory is you're sticking with Ray is growing in the lab.
Ray is inorganically created.
Why inorganically? Why can't she be organically?
Well, I mean, when I say that, I mean, I do not think Ray was like the product of a natural human birth.
Fair.
It kind of seems like she just kind of sort of showed up.
Fair.
And was kind of bred in a lab to do Eva shit. And again, I keep coming back to this idea that Commander Akari is obsessed with his own creations. And that is why he is so obsessed with Ray. That is why he is willing to risk quite literally life and limb for her in a way he is not prepared to do for his own son.
Maybe Shinji's the one that's been created. And that's why he hates.
And maybe that's why he's less than to him. Is that he did not directly create him. He's not a true heir, as it were. I think that's very valid too. I just feel like we've seen too much of Shinji as a young child, like existing in the world as Commander Akari's son.
Isn't Ray a child in this one? In the train?
Yeah,
they're both small, aren't they?
Yeah, but we've never actually seen that. We've never seen her life before Nerve, is what I'm saying. So I haven't
seen Oscars either.
Oh, no, but it's been told to us enough that it sounds like she's like a normal person. I do not think Ray is a natural born human being.
Fair.
I think the Shinji angle is a valid one. I'm still more convinced of Ray.
That's fair. Your theory is
interesting. And that it's a part of the human fucking
instrumentality project.
What
could that be? Because it's not the first time you've heard it. This is actually like the third.
I know. And every time I'm like, what the fuck is that? But yeah, those are my thoughts for these whiz-bang fun adventures that we've got on today.
They are very fun. I like these episodes. It's the best Angel. I'm going to go back to that. Zarel, whoever he is the best one.
It's not a bad take.
So I think, what's the Avis 3 one called? Is it Bardell or Badriel? Something like that.
Something like that.
But unfortunately, Jarod, this is the last twofer for 4 weeks.
I figured.
But after that, it is the end of the series. So you're only 5 weeks away from finding out why Travis says you will not understand the damn thing. Only the lowborns know.
I'm ready.
Or to admit you're a lowborn.
Maybe I'll walk out of here tomorrow and you never see me again. That's really what I want to do.
That's really what I want to do.
That's really what I want to do.
Is that it? That's all your notes?
Pretty much.
Right.
Aside from the notes I made, just writing down crazy shit to be like, did I hear that right? Which we've gone over pretty much.
Well, get ready for 4 episodes coming up. You have 4 weeks of episodes.
You know, I've gotten the vibe from the way you've been speaking to me last week and this week, and just kind of the tone of some of the comments, that everybody involved in this little project has basically just begun to view me as a dead man walking. And I'm okay
No.
with that. But I get
I like how you think it's only in the last few weeks, and it hasn't been for the last 13.
We'll see. But yeah,
If you and your pie is just out there.
I'm ready.
But yeah, how do I outro the show? How do people outro a show?
They go, have a nice day.
Hey guys, thanks for watching or listening, whatever flavor you prefer. If you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, hit the bell, do all the good stuff so you don't miss an episode. And of course, leave a comment, tell us what you thought about this episode of Neon Genesis. If you watched it before or you haven't, I generally love to hear what people think about this show. If you're following along with us, that's great. If not, and you watched it before, tell us what you think about this one specific episode in particular, because we are trying to keep Jarod spoiler free as much as possible. And yeah, any help is greatly appreciated for this little channel project we're working on here, trying to build this up. And of course, we can't do that without you guys. So yeah, any help is greatly appreciated, and we'll catch you all for the next one. So take care.